Hello everybody and welcome to the All About Health podcast. My name is Georgia Overbeck and I'm your host. I hope you're having a fabulous day and thank you so much for clicking on this episode and for listening to it today. So this episode is going to be a healthy eating / healthy lifestyle frequently asked questions. I went to Google and typed in the most commonly asked health-related questions like healthy eating, healthy lifestyle, and I thought that we could go over those today, just in case you are new to living a healthier lifestyle, or maybe it's a good refresher and to kind of have some good reminders especially as we head back into going back to school or going back to college or to work or just the fall time in general. Maybe having some of these reminders will be good things as we head into a new season. But before we get into today's episode, we have our segment, which is my weekly recommendation. And my recommendation of this week is actually a website called PlantX. So if you are somebody like me who eats plant-based or vegan, or you like to add in meatless or dairy-free options every once in a while, then this website is going to be for you. So PlantX has so many fun vegan plant-based foods on there. Everything is vegan and plant-based, which is amazing. And they have a US website, a Canadian website, and one for the UK. So on the website, they have things like meat substitutes, protein bars, snacks, soups, candies, chocolate, even like pet supplies and hair care and so much more. So I just find when you're somebody who eats vegan or plant-based, it's a little bit annoying, and of course this is something that we choose, so it's not like it's a huge annoyance, but it is annoying, is going to a website and like having to check to make sure everything is vegan, like, oh, does it have milk powder in it, or does it have gelatin, or like beef broth, or whatever it is. And I love the PlantX website because you know that everything is vegan already, so you don't have to worry about having like a non-vegan thing in your food. So that is my recommendation of this week. And if you do use my code, which is Georgia, you will save. So that's even better, because who doesn't love to save money on fun foods? And so it is linked down below. Again, it is called PlantX, PLANTX. This is not sponsored, just a really fun website that I recently found and wanted to share with you. So now let's get into today's episode, which is going to be frequently asked questions about healthy eating specifically, starting with number one, which is the most commonly asked question that I saw when I was Googling it and doing my research, is what is considered healthy eating, or what even is healthy eating? And so Canada's Food Guide recommends eating a variety of healthy foods each day. This includes eating plant-based foods more often and choosing highly processed or ultra-processed foods less often. So a healthy diet includes, number one, eating lots of vegetables and fruit. This is one of the most important diet habits. Vegetables and fruits are packed with nutrients, including antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, and fiber, and they will help you to maintain a healthy weight by keeping you fuller longer. So to include more fruits and vegetables, a good guideline is to fill half your plate with vegetables and fruit at every meal or snack. The next thing that a healthy diet would include are whole grain foods. So whole grain foods include things like whole grain breads, crackers, brown or wild rice, quinoa, oatmeal, and barley. They are prepared using the entire grain, and because they are prepared this way, they have more fiber, protein, and B vitamins to help you stay healthy and full longer. So a great way to include these are to choose whole grain options instead of processed or refined grains like white bread and pasta. And you can do this by filling a quarter of your plate with whole grain foods. So that could be like some crackers or rice or any of those other things that I had listed previously. The next thing that is a good component to include in a healthy diet is eating protein foods. So protein foods include tofu, soy milk, fish, shellfish, eggs, poultry, lean red meats, and Greek yogurt, things like that, lean dairy. And I talk a lot about the importance of protein and how I include it, But protein, of course, helps you to build and maintain your bones, muscles, and skin. And so a great way just to include protein is to eat it every single day. So you could do protein powder, you could do Greek yogurt, any of the things that I had listed before, but just making sure that every single meal you have a good source of protein. The next thing that is important for a healthy diet is to limit highly and ultra processed foods. So these are foods that are changed from their original food source and have many added ingredients. During processing, often these important nutrients that are found in the whole food, such as vitamins, minerals, or fiber, are removed, and instead they add in lots of salt and sugar. So examples of processed food include fast foods, hot dogs, chips, cookies, frozen pizzas, deli meats, white rice, and white bread. Now, of course, some minimally processed foods are okay. These are foods that are slightly changed in some way, but still have some additives to them. So minimally processed foods keep almost all of their nutrients, and some of these examples are bagged salads, frozen vegetables and fruit, eggs, milk, cheese, flour, brown rice, and dried herbs. Of course, these have been processed in some way, but that does not mean that they are bad for you. Now, the thing, as I said here, was to limit these, and I think it depends on the person. For me, I personally prefer to not really eat any of these things. I prefer to eat more whole foods or these slightly processed foods, but that doesn't mean that I never eat ultra processed foods. I do sometimes have a Beyond Meat burger or like vegan hot dogs or vegan cheese, and those things are things that would be called qualify as a ultra processed food. That doesn't mean that it makes up the majority of my diet. That doesn't mean that I'm having it every single day, but by limiting it, you're going to just stay so much healthier than if it was a huge part of your diet. So that's the important thing, is to just limit these as much as possible and add them in every once in a while if you want to, and that way you're going to be so much healthier. The next thing to include in a healthy diet is making water your drink of choice. So water supports health and promotes hydration without adding calories to the diet. I've talked about water so much again, but I'll just mention it quickly. So kind of similar to as I was saying that you don't want processed foods to be the majority of what you eat. You don't want sugary drinks or anything that's not water to really be the majority of what you drink. You want to have a lot of water, and then every once in a while, if you want to add in a pop or some juice or whatever it is, then you can have that. So that is the first what is considered healthy eating, are those main pillars. Again, eating lots of vegetables and fruit, choosing whole grains, eating protein, limiting processed foods, and making water your drink of choice. The next question is, what are the 3 most healthy foods to eat? So of course, there are so many healthy foods out there. There's such a variety and so many for us to choose from, and that's what makes healthy eating so fun, is it's that you don't have to restrict yourself. There are so many hundreds of thousands of healthy foods out there that we can choose from, and these are just 3 of them. There are so many more. Again, these are probably not the most healthiest in the world. There are so many healthy foods, but I'm gonna list off a few. Number 1 are berries. So all berries are great sources of fiber, a nutrient that most people do not get enough of. Fiber helps keep your digestive system healthy and working properly. It keeps you feeling full, and it's good for your heart. All berries are good for you, so be sure to mix it up. In the winter, when berries aren't in season, you can use frozen berries and use them in smoothies, on oatmeal, or even in yogurt. Raspberries boast the most fiber at 8 grams per cup. They also contain a compound with anti-cancer properties. And then the same amount of blueberries has half of the fiber, so 4 grams per cup, but they are packed with anthocyanins, which are antioxidants that may help keep your memory sharp as you age. A cup of strawberries contains 3 grams of fiber, but more than a full day's recommended dose of skin-firming vitamin C. So getting a wide variety of berries is is going to be very beneficial to your health. And also berries are just delicious. Like, I don't know about you, but I love berries. I feel like they are one of the most popular fruits. And if you don't love berries, try eating them different ways. You can add them to smoothies, on oatmeal, yogurt. As I was saying before, check out my Instagram for tons of recipes and different ways to use berries, but definitely including more berries. They are such a healthy food and I love them. Number 2 are sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are so brilliantly orange thanks to their alpha and beta carotene. The body converts these compounds into the active form of vitamin A, which helps keep your eyes, bones, and immune system healthy. These phytochemicals also operate as antioxidants, sweeping up disease-promoting free radicals. One sweet potato, or about half a cup, provides nearly 4 times the recommended daily value of vitamin A, plus some vitamin C and B6, potassium, manganese, lutein, and zeaxanthin. Some great ways to include more sweet potato into what you eat is you could make a sweet potato mash. So just boil up some sweet potato, add some salt. You could add some vegan sour cream or vegan yogurt or some like almond milk or something like that. Mash it up and add some salt and pepper, some garlic powder, whatever you like in your mashed potatoes. You could also cut them up and air fry them and make like sweet potato fries, or you could do them diced with some maple syrup or some cinnamon and brown sugar. There are so many delicious ways to make sweet potatoes, especially as we head into the fall and winter. I feel like sweet potatoes are a great fall time vegetable, so definitely take advantage of sweet potatoes if you like them. And then the last food that I'm going to mention for these most healthiest foods to eat is broccoli. Broccoli is a nutrient-rich vegetable that may enhance your health in a variety of ways, such as reducing inflammation, improving blood sugar control, boosting immunity, and promoting heart health. Also, one of my favorite things about broccoli is that it does contain a good source of protein. I wouldn't say it's like a good main protein source, but for an extra side or if you want a boost of protein, then broccoli is a great addition. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory on how you can eat broccoli, but you could have it raw in a salad, you could roast it, air fry it, make a broccoli soup, put them in a stir fry. There are so many ways to add broccoli into your weekly meals. The next question that came up pretty frequently when I was Googling health-related questions is, what is the healthiest drink to drink? And of course, the answer is water. You already know this. We already talked about it, so I'll just keep this short. But water is essential for your body. It prevents dehydration, constipation, and kidney stones. Now, if you're somebody who you don't really love the taste of just plain water, you could add in flavor drops, or you could add some citrus or some berries or cucumber or fresh herbs like mint or basil, whatever you like. Try and see if there's different ways or things that you can add to your water to make it taste better. Even if you like using a branched chain amino acid BCAA product or electrolytes, just be careful to make sure that there's not like added sugar or preservatives or anything like that in there. But those are good options if you're looking to get more water in, is to add some more flavor to your water. And then eventually, I promise you, you will come to like the taste of water more than you do right now. Because we're talking about it, I'm going to take a sip of water, and I hope that you take a sip of water with me. So grab a glass or your water bottle or a cup or whatever you have your water in, and we're gonna take a sip in 3, 2, 1. That's better. I hope that you are feeling more hydrated now. I did want to mention a few other drinks that if you're ever in the mood where you want to drink something but you don't feel like just water, then these are some other options that are great. I personally love tea, so green or black teas are really awesome because many of them do actually have some health benefits. I personally love like peppermint tea. I love a orange pekoe, like just a basic tea. I know that green tea has a ton of benefits. There's like turmeric tea. There are so many out there, like lemon teas. So try different ones if you're interested and see if there are any that you like. You can make them hot or iced and see again if there are any that you like. Another drink is coffee, and I know that coffee has gotten a bad rap, but some studies show it may protect against type 2 diabetes, liver disease, and lower your odds of heart disease. Now, of course, you don't want to have too much because just like everything, moderation is important. But if you have 1 to 3 cups a day, again, depending on your preference or how much caffeine you can take at a time. So it's gonna be all about experimentation and seeing what works for you. But having some coffee is not bad, it's not good, it's just whatever you think. I personally like coffee, so I have it every single day. And yeah, that is one of my favorite drinks. And I'm going to end off this episode with one more question that was pretty common, I would say, when I was looking for different questions to add into this episode, and I'm super excited to talk about it. It is, what are some healthy snack options? I got you. This is my area of expertise. So I am going to say that all of these snack options are plant-based and vegan. So just keep that in mind, just because that is what I personally eat. So you can go to Google and type in like healthy non-vegan snack options if that's something that you would like, but I would say that these are all pretty great. So number 1 is yogurt and mixed berries. You could have either Greek yogurt if you are somebody who does eat dairy, and that will give you a good source of protein. Or if you are somebody who doesn't eat dairy, you could have oat yogurt, coconut yogurt, almond yogurt. There's so many out there now. And you could add in the berries, as we were talking about before, how they are so beneficial. If you want some even extra protein, you could add some protein powder in there. You could even add other flavorings too, like maybe some powdered peanut butter. You could add seeds or nuts or whatever you like. But just a basic yogurt and berries is even good if you want something small and quick. Another option is apple or banana with peanut butter or powdered peanut butter. Just a classic, one of my favorites. Number 3 are cucumber slices with hummus. You could also do peppers, cherry tomatoes, baby carrots, broccoli, whatever fresh vegetables you like. Number 4 is chia seed pudding, one of my favorite snacks. I find that chia seeds are so beneficial for my body and my overall health. They help with my digestion, and I just love chia seeds. They're so good. And so chia seed pudding is super easy to make. All you have to do is add like 1 or 2 tablespoons of chia seeds with 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of milk of your choice. Let it sit for a little while and you got chia seed pudding. You could add some flavoring to it if you want. You could add some berries on top. Super easy and very delicious. Number 5 is a protein smoothie. So adding whatever frozen fruit you like, fresh fruit, some protein powder. I have so many smoothie recipes on my Instagram, which is just at Georgia Overbeck. It is linked down below, so check that out if you are so inclined. Number 6 is oatmeal. Again, you could add some protein powder to this. You could add your fruit on top. You could add whatever toppings you really like. I love oatmeal either for a snack or for breakfast. Number 7 is popcorn. I have so many different brands of popcorn I like. Angie's Boom Chicka Pop is really good. Skinny Pop, even like the popping popcorn that you would get. Orville Redenbacher makes an avocado oil one, which is vegan, and I like to get that sometimes. Number 8 is roasted chickpeas. You could also make chickpeas in the air fryer and then they got all crunchy and delicious, and you can add different spices or seasonings on how you want to flavor it. I've done like taco ones, you could do balsamic, you could do Greek, you could do Italian, spicy. They're great. Number 9 are unsweetened applesauce sprinkled with cinnamon, and you could add some nuts or seeds if you want to. This is especially nice as we head into the fall season. I feel like it's a very fall vibe snack. Number 10 are homemade energy bites. These are the easiest things ever to make. All you need are like oats, peanut butter or powdered peanut butter, and then you could add some protein powder in there if you want. You could add chocolate chips, shredded coconut, seeds, nuts, sprinkles. The options are endless. Number 11 is high fiber or protein cereal topped with chopped fruit and milk or whatever milk substitute that you like. I love making protein cereal. Some of my favorite brands, if you're in the US, there is like Catalina Crunch, there's 3 Wishes. If you're not in the US, then it's a little bit harder to find a good protein cereal. So usually I'll just have like a plain high fiber cereal and then add some protein powder into my milk so that it's still high protein. But again, another great snack option. Number 12 is like a bean and corn dip or a bean and corn salsa with pita chips or tortilla chips or whatever you like. Especially if you make those chips at home, it's even better and even fresher and tastes so good, but both are delicious. Number 13 is salsa or guacamole with homemade chips. And then the last three that I have are rice cakes with avocado, rice cakes with peanut butter and jam, and then lastly is a protein mug cake. So if you want to go back through those and write them down or add them onto your phone, I will also post that list so that the next time you're looking for a healthy snack option, there are 16 for you right there. With that, I'm going to end off this episode here. Thank you so much for listening or for watching. I so appreciate you being here, and I hope that you learned something or got a good reminder of something that you needed to hear. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to like and subscribe, and maybe even screenshot this and share it to your Instagram stories. I would so appreciate that. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day, and I will see you in the next episode.